and with. The four conventions of an opening sequence are titles, introducing the character, setting, and making the audience ask questions. And with. The conventions of the thriller genre are violence, tension throughout, conflict, and the main character being depressed. And with. For genre, we made sure we used blood, fuzzing between the sync with blood and no blood to suggest conflict, which is a key theme. Low-key lighting is another thing we used in our opening sequence. This is because it is a thriller convention. Low-key lighting is dark lighting, and it has the themes of depression, sadness, and tension. Our main character is isolated. This is a thriller convention, as the characters are normally isolated in a personal struggle or depression. And with. The opening conventions we used was establishing the location, which we did in the opening shot, titles we used throughout, soundtrack, which was clear throughout. It was called Flickers. The soundtrack we used was called Flickers. It was used in a genre of film that was similar to ours. We made the audience ask questions. For example, the question of why is our character confused? Where is our character? And why is our character struggling to comprehend life? Why is there a fuzzing sound? Is this character mentally ill? Our audience learn about location. For example, we use a suburban city with a house. The house is very messy and distorted. This suggests that our character is lost and unorganised due to his mental illness. We use titles in our opening sequence, which is an opening convention. The titles help us suggest a lot about our character. The brain synapses, which was the background for our titles, suggest that our protagonist was mentally deficient. Titles helped us to do two things. It was a clear opening convention, so we had to include it, but also the titles helped us to find a lot about our protagonist. We used brain synapses as our background, so we could therefore suggest our protagonist is losing his mind. So we decided to use brain synapses as the background for our titles. Our main character is isolated. We can tell this due to the fact that in our first shot, our establishing shot, there is a focus pull on the blind. This suggests that our character is trapped and isolated in his own house due to his mental problems. Another opening convention is that you must have an establishing shot, or at least establish the location. Our first shot was an establishing shot. Our main character is isolated. We can tell this due to the fact that in our first shot, our establishing shot, there is a focus pull on the blind. This suggests that our character is trapped and isolated in his own house due to his mental problems. We showed that our main character was isolated by having the blind shut and using a focus pull to suggest that our character is stuck in the position he is, which is in his own house.